Welcome back for the second video in a series of videos for February, reviewing QuikStrike option pricing and analysis. So today we're going to focus on our landing page in the market dashboard product overview. Now you recall from the last video potentially that when you log in, we go to our favorite product, which we set up here in the My Account section, our favorite product group and our favorite product, and we land on the product overview page. So today we're only going to focus on this menu item and this menu item alone. There's a number of things to cover here, and we're going to try to do that every day. We're going to focus on a different piece of this menu for the first 5 days, and then we'll move along in this direction, and we'll pick which ones we think make the most sense and which are the most popular. Um, to cover and to get you acclimated as best as we can. So let's get started. So you'll see when we land on here the first time, we're in the S&P 500 E-mini, and what you're going to see in this left-hand section is the futures that are available within 1 year's worth of information for this product. So some products have more than 1 year's worth of futures. Some have, one, maybe a little bit more, but we're always going to show just the first year on this summary. All this information that you're going to see in any of these tabs is going to be available anywhere else in the application, but we wanted to make it so you just see a really brief look at things. It's an overview, it's a summary, so it's meant to give you a good idea of what's happening in the market. And typically, these front contracts in both the futures and the options are what's trading most actively in any given product. So you'll see we have the futures here. It's going to give you how many days to expiration, last price, change from the settlement. Okay, so you see we're at the end of the day, so we're still showing what happened for the futures today. And then down below, you're going to see the straddles. So these are, you'll if you're not familiar already with the symbols on the different or for the different expirations, you're going to see that G means February, H means March, J means April, K means May, M means June, U means September, and Z means December. So that you probably know or you'll figure out, but in any case, you're going to see futures and options. And then over here, what you're going to see a representation of what this volatility curve looks like, both from this morning settlements and what it looks like currently. So you'll be able to see right when you enter into the application, you're going to see where futures are and what volatility is doing for the day. So that's sort of the idea behind this, is to get you ready to know what's going to happen or what's been happening in that market so far today. A couple things to take notice of. You'll see that when I hover over a symbol, whether it be a future or an option symbol, it turns into a link. So if I click on this link, what I'm going to see is information about that symbol. So in this case, I'm seeing price information or price chart for the future. So I could see today's chart, which happens to be after the close that this is getting recorded. So we're seeing after the close price action. You can see what happened in the previous day, and this is what happened actually today's trading day a week ago, and then you can go back in time up to a year's worth of time to see both price, moving averages, volume, and open interest. Okay, so this is called the futures pop-up. Okay, and you can get that from any time you see a future symbol, and in some cases where you see a futures price, you can click on it and you'll get this pop-up that's going to give you information about this symbol. You also will see that on the symbols for the options. So if I click on this March option, I'm going to see a summary of or where volatility looks like for this. So this is typically called the vol smile or the vol skew. Not much of a smile here. This is pretty standard stuff for the S&Ps. This goes from top left to bottom right. Puts are always a bit higher than the calls for the most part here. But that's another video. But here you're going to see the current volatility skew curve, and then what volatility is done over time. Volatility strike and straddle price, these charts all correspond. So you're going to see a 30-day history, and then also what happened with volatility today. So we had a steady rise up as the futures it started up high and then we ended up low. Futures broke. You saw they were down 36 points, and we see that the straddle price rose as you would expect with the volatility. So this is the expiration pop-up, and there's a bunch of details about the expiration that exist on this window. So we can see a quick look at the option settles here. We can see some at-the-money volatility history. So it's given us a good idea of what this contract has done over time, and we give you up to 12 months here to take a look at. We can quickly look at the open interest and we can see a pricing sheet for this thing. And again, there's reasons why all this stuff is there, because a lot of times all this information in the pop-ups is also available in other places. So you know, this is meant to give a quick look at something. It's not meant to be the comprehensive place to look at this stuff. And finally, you're going to see, you know, we also have a futures chart in this pop-up as well. Okay, so this is the expiration pop-up. So you see, click on the future symbol, I get something. Click on expiration symbol, I get something. Also, if I click on a strike, I'm going to get what we call the strike detail. And what we're going to find is we're going to see call and put spreads already priced out. 1, 2, 3, and 4 strike wide call and put spreads. 1x2s flies, trees, ladders, condors, iron flies. So details about this strike. So it's always going to be anchored around the strike. So in this case, I clicked on the 1890 strike, so everything will be anchored around 1890. So it'll always be the starting point for the spreads that show up here. You can see a volatility history specifically for the strike. Again, we have the at the money volatility history here, just in case you want to, you know, looking at a strike, you want to see what the at the money's done. We've seen the volume and open interest on this particular strike as well. So this will pull up a chart so you can see it started trading in the beginning of this year. So get a good idea of what's happened here. And you have a vol chart. Again, you saw this on the expiration pop-up. This is a bigger version of it, and again, the reason behind all this stuff is to give you a good idea. If you happen to be looking at something, you could be on one expiration, and you want to look at one strike, you could look at another strike, and there's always details around that expiration or around that strike, so you can make sure that you know that you're getting what you need from a informational standpoint to make the right decisions. And again, we have pricing sheets and futures chart. So so that's some good detail about what's going on here on this page. But all these actions that I just showed you here in terms of the symbol and the strike and the option symbol, that exists on any page that you visit in QuikStrike. So if you see a symbol, if you see a strike, you can probably click on it and get some details about it. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up on this video. We want it to be nice and short. We don't want it to go too long. We're already in there probably pretty deep, but we covered the price and vol tab. Now, as you notice, there's a bunch of other tabs on this page as well. So we're going to go over those in our next video. So we appreciate you taking the time, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.